Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron 4 Millennium Dawn with me, Alpha Omega, in Singapore. So, I'm starting a new session for tomorrow, and I wanted to say that I'm really happy with the progress that we're making with the growth in our province, meaning the population growth. I have checked that we have now 4.03 million people in civilian population, and we're growing at a monthly rate of 0.08%, meaning roughly 3,070 people every month, 18 recruitable. Now, what we started with was 4.01 million people, so now we have 20,000 people more already, and the growth was only 0.01%. So it is 8 times more now than it was at the beginning of the game, which is amazing. For your convenience, it was roughly 368 people per month and only 1 recruitable, so that's pretty good growth. Now, we have discussed last time that we need to redesign our IFV, but APC. However, considering the fact that we are going to be upgrading our IFVs for at least another 200 days, I think we can stave it off and instead start focusing on what kind of technologies we can put on our vehicles, so that once we actually get to upgrading them, they're going to be better. So the Terex AV81 is using a basic AFV turret, nothing much to do there. Okay, we already have access to a better machine gun there. What if we gave you an autocannon? Okay, the autocannon would be much better. Early Cold War autocannon. Can we get a better one? That is a good question. And if we can, that's gonna be our priority. So this gives tank gun. This is a... Yes, early Cold War autocannon. So we can get a late Cold War autocannon on it, which is gonna be much better. This one is way ahead of time, but the second one we can get. It's a late Cold War autocannon. And we could probably also get the modern battle stations. Anything else that the design could get an upgrade from? You're using the battle stations. You have a terrible armor. Suspension. Okay, there are the ATGM launchers, smoke launchers, top-mounted machine gun. Okay, so what we can do is work on these two, the autocannon and then the battle station. That's going to be roughly about the time when we will be ready to start upgrading them. And then we can switch to the post-Cold War AFV, which is going to give us an entirely new AFV and, IFV and APC that we can use. Sorry, I'm juggling my... my shortcuts there and back. Now, getting a better engine would also be good, but I don't think it's necessary. Now, the ATGMs and everything are coming from these technologies where you get much better things, but considering that's an entirely new technology, I don't know. Well, I mean, ATGMs we could go with. That is not an issue. Not sure if you give anything howitzers. Okay. So ATGMs we can also go through. That would not be bad. And I'm happy to say that we are finishing slowly our defenses, which means that eventually we will be able to go back to... Wait, I'm in the wrong place. To getting more... construction done. Now we need more civilian factories, we need the Masters of Gold, and then we can get a lot of naval yards because we are really not doing good on that. But considering the things that we are interested most in are money and GDP per capita, I really think that we should prioritize heavily building office centers, because we need 60k and they are gonna give us the most bang for our buck. So, yeah. No, we'll see. Either way, let's unpause and go. Now, the first deliveries of the tanks that we have ordered are coming in, or the first batch, in 45 days. So I just want to make sure that I'll screenshot these stats here so that we can then compare them with once these guys get the new recon tanks that they can use. Okay, we can repay a bit of debt here. The monetary system is being reformed. You are going to give us additional for population growth. Helping with the construction, you're going to help with the amount of people needed in offices, and you are lowering the need of electricity. We're actually doing great on electricity right now, with the one exception, which is fuel burning. But again, we're juggling factories there and back, so we don't get overly invested in one thing. Reform the monetary system. So I'm really hoping that it's gonna lower the debt. I mean, we're basically paying nothing right now, but I would still like to pay literally nothing if that would be possible. Okay, hold on. One thing. Are we improving relations with anyone? Yes, Austria and Poland. So can we... No, we already have a trade agreement with you. And we have a trade agreement with you. With Czech Republic as well. We don't have one with Slovakia. And we don't have one with Hungary. So these guys are the next ones on our list. So we must not forget about that. Switzerland, you're non-aligned. Okay, so that would be harder, and let's not do that. But Western Outlook in Slovenia is going to be another thing. So we're gonna go Slovakia, Hungary, Slovenia next. That's gonna be good. More money for us, about 250 million per week, which is gonna put us close to 2 billion. At which point I already mentioned I want to start upgrading the pensions. But before we do that, wouldn't it be better to fund the Central Provident Fund? Because that would bump it up for us and save us a bit of political power. Assassination of the Nepalese royal family. King Birendra of Nepal and his entire family were killed in a massacre at the Narayanehiti Palace. The cause of the massacre is disputed, but it marked the end of the 240-year reign of the Shah dynasty and left the country in turmoil. That is brutal. Well, I mean, it would save us 40 political power. Which is not even worth the time invested, because we're gonna invest 60 days, which means 60 political power, to get 40. So, what the hell? But on the other hand, we want... This would remove the landowners. And add national trade unions. Okay, let me check what they do. National trade unions. They increase efficiency and political power gain. Okay, and you would help the landowners and give pro-business mentality. Lower stability, but it increases production efficiency, factory output, and increase corruption. How do I see out to the workers? Lowers production efficiency. Lowers production efficiency, but they give us a boost to national trade unions, which increase... That's so bizarre. That's so bizarre. You remove one thing and give it back with something else. I don't know, it just seems bizarre to me. Okay, so we reform the monetary system, which should give us a lowered interest rate. We'll see. It might need some time to settle in. Still can buy the fuel. 8 days left. 10 days left. Okay, we're gonna finish this fort and then we're gonna go there again. Okay, we don't need this. 30 days for you. 25 days for the tanks to come here. Yep, it'll lower the interest rate massively. So if I borrow 100 billion, we get an interest rate of roughly 6%. So let me get it to about 3 and invest the rest in Australia, who has a Western outlook, and for some reason we're not improving relations with them. Why? When we're investing in them like madmen. That is such a weird thing to do. Let me invest in 2 factories over here. No factories can be built here. What about in Tasmania? I would bet. No. Can't do it. Oh, because we don't have enough money. Okay. I'm fine with that. Okay. So interest rate is down to 2.27% and we're already making way more money. And hello! Major terrorist attack on the US East Coast happened. Well, not right on time, but slightly delayed. News reporters from the United States have brought to our attention a major terrorist attack on the East Coast. The hijackers, most likely members of Al-Qaeda, used the commercial airliners American Airlines Flight 11, United Airlines Flight 175, American Airlines Flight 77, and United Airlines Flight 93 as flying bombs against the United States. Early morning today, at 8:46, Flight 11 hit the North Tower of the World Trade Center in New York City, shortly followed by Flight 175 hitting the South Tower at 9:30 a.m. At 9:37 a.m., Flight 77 hit the Pentagon in Washington, D.C. The fourth plane, Flight 93, which was presumably headed towards the Capitol, crashed at 10:30 a.m. as the passengers tried to retake it from the hijackers. Oh, the humanity. I still remember watching that on TV when it happened and have no idea what was going on, because I was what, 14, yeah. Okay, now we can buy more fuel, which should satiate us for a bit, and when this fort is finished we are going to jump into importing fuel again. Okay, so let me just start importing more fuel from Saudi Arabia. I think Saudi Arabia might have a Western outlook, doesn't it? No, Salah? Oh, why would I think that it's Western outlook? My god. Decisions available. We have a lot of decisions available. 15 days for the tank delivery. Let me just check. Slovakia 64. Okay. Oh, Slovenia. You're coming next, don't worry. Okay, let's pay it. The War on Terror. A fortnight after the East Coast terrorist attack, George W. Bush held what might be the most defining speech of the early 2000s. He talked about internal and foreign policy and made a declaration of for us or against us by exclaiming the following: every nation in every region now has a decision to make. Either you are with us or you are with the terrorists. From this day forward, any nation that continues to harbor or support terrorism will be regarded by the United States as a hostile regime. Only Sif deals in absolutes. Okay, income is growing. 7 days for the first and 10 days for the second batch. Looking good. Still upgrading our IFVs. Yep, only 184 left. How many would be 5.33 per week? Yeah, so let's keep upgrading. We need to keep our costs at minimum. Yeah, look at how our income is nicely growing. Okay, here comes the first deliveries. I'm actually gonna keep them active so that we can get one more batch of these, but we'll cancel the German ones. Maoist claim victory in Nepal. In a significant development, the oncoming forces have captured the final stronghold in Nepal, bringing an end to the long drawn-out conflict that has plagued the country for years. While the fall of the kingdom is undoubtedly a turning point, while the capture of the final stronghold is undoubtedly a significant milestone, concerns remain about the potential for the movement to escalate with neighboring nations. The international community has been closely monitoring the situation, with many calling for a peaceful resolution to any potential conflict. And an investment proposal. We gain $10 billion, increase... Oh no, lower the increase of the international bankers, and have a chance to increase corruption. Nope, that's like a couple of weeks of income. I'm not gonna risk that much for it. Okay, so first delivery happened. We have to pay for it, of course. And the second delivery happened. So now let's see the effect on our forces. So you now have okay, you still don't have all of them. I think they're still in reserve, aren't they? Yeah, but look how much better they are. Okay, so let's wait for them to distribute them, and then we'll actually look at that. So genetically modified crops are done, which further enhance the growth of our population, and we can now put this one on the White Cold War autocannon. Dedicated autocannons aimed to defeat infantry and metal alike. Cool. You're gonna research it. And I think at this point we might be able to sign some of those deals. Or am I mistaken? Ha! Almost. One more day. Okay, so Slovakia accepted. Hungary accepted. And Slovenia accepted. And now we just need to check on Australia, which will accept as well. Amazing. So our income is now 2.1 billion every week. Amazing stuff. Now we're still improving the relations, which is fine. Now I wonder, will they start cancelling it when it drops? I'll have to see. I'll have to see. So have you distributed more of those tanks, guys? Yep, they did. And let's check the stats. So this unit originally... No, wait, it's here, 60. So we don't have all of them yet, right? Yeah, they still need to distribute more. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Let's just keep going. So fuel is being imported. We can buy a bit more and start repaying. So first purchase of tanks is going well. I'm thinking that we are definitely gonna make IFVs, APCs, and probably infantry weapons, because that is something that we can manufacture locally, because that should, yeah, it costs only steel. The C4I equipment we could also manufacture, because that's... I don't think it's even possible to import. The Light Strike V... Or maybe... Let's check it. Can you... No, you can import... pretty much anything you want. Okay then. Keep repaying the debt. Economic equality. Now we're gonna start jumping up all the way to extensive welfare, which, okay, gonna cut off about $500 million of our income. Radicalization dropped. Protest strength increased slightly, but it's not a major thing. And I really want that population growth as soon as possible. Way more than I want the military investment. Even though that's gonna be good too, because it's gonna increase efficiency significantly. And I'm thinking... What if I leased another... Oh wait, that's true. Yeah, that doesn't work for us. We need to lease 2 factories. That's why I didn't do it. Okay. Well, what can we do? We just have to march on. So, economic equality should cut off most of this debt that we have, so we can do another big investment. And what are we gonna go with next? So, political power gain, weaker stability. That is actually pretty good. More political power, more weaker stability. You know what, let's get the Masters of the Gold first, because I would like to have some kind of... I mean, we need only 2. But again, that's gonna... Well, I mean, I cannot deploy them because I don't have the manpower, so it's ridiculous, so let's not do that. Yeah, let's reinforce the state. Reinforcing the state is the first step to passing administrative reforms. 20% extra political power gain, extra stability and ideology. Oh, that's for... just for a year. Damn, there's so many... No, let's go with this one. Centralized education, that gives us 10% extra research speed. And then the military budget upgrade, because that bumps us to medium military spending for free. In the meantime, we can bump up the social spending. So centralized education. Education in Singapore is mostly handled at the government level, but there is some smaller local choice. Eliminating this multifaceted system will provide us with an ample opportunity to choose more effectively what the education of our people looks like. So boost stability gives us 10% research speed. Foreign influence is more capped, and education cost is increased, but I don't mind that at all. Like, at all. And we can jump to extensive welfare. So let's do it. So we're back to 1.75 billion per week, but the population growth is now 6,000 people per month and 34 recruitable. Meaning we get how much? 6,000 per month, so that's about 72,000 people per year. That is decent. That, you know, compounded growth is gonna make this dramatic. Yeah, it's 0.15% per month. That's amazing. Okay, so the debt is now 0.8%. So let's get it back to roughly 3 and invest in Australia. I want to invest in Tasmania. That always was my dream. Let me see if I can invest Let me see if I can invest in... Oh, we have Italy, Switzerland. Well, we keep dealing with Saudi Arabia, so how about we invest in the EU? Can build a bit more infrastructure in Riyadh. It seems fair, and a bit more infrastructure here. Okay, so our debt is now $158.8 billion with interest rate of 3%. We can start repaying it. George W. Bush announces enduring freedom. The President of the United States, George W. Bush, has informed the U.S. Congress that tomorrow a military invasion of the Taliban-ruled Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan would begin. The American military attack is to carry the title Operation Enduring Freedom. The President also announced his intention to somehow involve the Allied nations in the war effort. The government of Afghanistan has already issued a declaration of protest, but as no major nation on earth actually has diplomatic relations with Afghanistan, it is unlikely to have an effect. So they skipped Iraq and they're moving directly to Afghanistan. Okay. I think that's a good place as any to end the episode, and I'll see you in the next one, where we are going to continue with our beautiful efforts to make everything much better for us. And have we distributed? Yes, we distributed. Okay, let's actually check it now that we distributed some of the recon tanks. So you have 110 out of 126 of these. Your soft attack actually dropped. That's interesting. But hard attack increased by 60. Jesus. Air attack is the same. Defense increased by 28, yeah. Breakthrough increased by 22. Armor increased by 0.7. Piercing increased by 11. Reliability also increased by actually 1.3%. And speed increased dramatically from 7.2 kilometers to 9.4. So pretty good. Only surprise here is that the soft attack dropped. I don't understand that. It was 184.4 and now it's 181.7. Weird. Because they had a soft attack of something like 16. Wait, here's the recon tank. Maybe the new tanks have, more hard attack. It would make sense. Either way, thank you very much for joining me. See you in the next episode.